Oh, do I even need to say anything? Do I even need to say anything? It's gone. It's all gone. I know. You're probably like, no way. Yeah, I cut it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another amazing episode with Sips with Shay. I am your girl, Shay, and I'm so grateful to have you. Welcome, new subscribers, returning subscribers. I appreciate you all. It is a new day, and your girl has shaved her head away. Okay, it is. You see, am I doing it? Is it happening? Has it? Yes, it has. Listen. I cut my hair, as you can see. I cut it all off, and I told myself the last time I cut my hair, I was not going to cut my hair again. And that was truly my goal. That was my main focus. I said, I'm not going to cut my hair again. I said that I'm going to let it grow out. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to let it get as wild as I want it to be and as free and this and that. And what ended up happening was it didn't happen. I spoke with a spiritualist some time ago, maybe like 2 years ago now, I think. And she had said that you got to stop cutting your hair. And I was like, okay. And that was when I stopped, right at that moment. Now, I would get cleanups here and there, but I never fully cut it like I did now. As y'all know, I'm 30. And as y'all know, self-expression is really big to me. Self-expression is probably the biggest thing for me. And I have to sneeze. Bless me. You're welcome. What happened was, as I've gotten older and I have been experiencing self-expression, I realized that it's deeper than I thought it was as to why I keep cutting my hair, why I keep coloring my hair. For me, being raised by a parent who also had restrictions, I noticed that my parent placed certain restrictions on us, me and my brother. Those restrictions caused an energy of lack of self-expression. So when there were moments when I wanted to express, I did it under the table. I would do it in sporadic ways. I would do it in intense ways. I would do it in ways where it would be like there was no control, right? You know how sometimes when you suppress something for so long and you finally give it space to express itself, sometimes it can be chaotic when it comes out. It doesn't have clear direction. And when I got older, I didn't have the clear direction to really express myself. So I noticed that I was all over the place when it came to expression. I got my ears pierced, and then from there it was like I want to get my nose pierced, and then I got everything, like I got more piercings. So for me it was kind of like I didn't get to express. So once I got that moment, I just went crazy, right? When I got my first tattoo, it was like, okay, I want more tattoos. Did I need all of them? No, but it was that lacking of self-expression as a child started to regress, or I started to regress as an adult, where now I'm older and I'm wiser to be like, okay, I can make these mistakes and I can make these decisions because as an adult I could catch me. When it came to my hair, I was coloring my hair a lot. I will never forget the first time I colored my hair. I rinsed it. I never bleached it in the beginning, and I did honey blonde, and then I went to ash blonde. I was into the blondes, right? There was no problems with it because I never did my roots. I only did like the tips. So I didn't have any issues. What ended up happening was I started to get more curious. So I went into the world of bleaching. I went into purples and blues. I went into all of those colors. I think I had almost every color. I did black. I did pink. I did orange. I did, titanium platinum. And it was a beautiful experience because I didn't realize at that moment what I was really doing was I was giving myself the freedom to express myself without the fear of somebody attacking, somebody being angry, somebody being mad, somebody saying anything. I didn't worry about if my mom was going to be okay with it. It was really just me exploring my creativity. The problem with it was I did it with lack of knowledge. I did it with so much repressed energy that I just went crazy crazy. I didn't let my hair breathe. My hair was damaged at certain points. It was breaking off. It was extremely dry when I went to bleach blonde. It was crazy dry. I really did not realize how much that part of me needed to have her freedom. I did not realize that each time I did a color, it was like a part of my childhood, like, woohoo! You know, like we could express ourselves. And it was really sad this last time when I cut my hair, because it hit me that I had to go through this phase. I had to go through this phase of figuring out my identity, figuring out how I want to express myself, knowing that it's not a bad thing to express yourself, but do it in a way where you feel safe in it, you know, like you feel comfortable in it. And I would see women color their hair and bleach their hair, and they would make it seem like there was no problems. But for me, I felt like it was a deeper issue. Aside from me wanting to be free and express myself, it also started to mess with my cognitive energy. I started to feel like I was becoming a little bit more moody. I started to feel anxious. I started to feel like every time I let the bleach sink into my hair, it would hit my scalp and it would go into my bloodstream, and I would get these headaches. And I just felt like I couldn't focus, and I did not understand that. Like every time I would bleach my hair, I promise you, it was like I could smell, like it was dripping into my nose. It was like, what is going on? I have a little cold, so if you hear me sniffling, bear with me. It was really intense. And I didn't understand. I'm like, nobody else talked about this when they would get their hair bleached or colored. Nobody. I started to get worried. And I was in the bed, and I was really upset one night recently before I cut my hair. I was really upset, and I was upset with how I felt. Like I felt really idle. I felt like I was becoming a mean person. I felt like I didn't want anybody around me. I felt like I wasn't taking care of myself. I felt like I was going back into patterns that I knew that I had overcome. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the hair dye did all of this, but what I'm saying is if your skin is the biggest organ that you have, then anything that you put on your skin, on your scalp, is going to be absorbed into your bloodstream. And if you're using harsh chemicals, because you ain't gonna tell me that when you bleach your hair, your curl pattern doesn't get broken down. Every time I would bleach my hair, my curl pattern would shift in a way where it was extra soft and curly, and it would smell like a perm to me. I mean, a relaxer. It would smell like it smelled like really intense chemicals, and you ain't gonna tell me that that's normal. When I was using these colors, pinks and purples and blacks and blues and whatever, I would bleach. I was bleaching, so I would get them as close to my scalp. I would put the Vaseline on like everybody said, but it still felt like it was leaking down to my bloodstream, which was causing me problems. So that night, I literally just got up. I stopped thinking about it, and I said, I miss me. I said, I miss my hair. I miss my natural color. I miss the kinks and the curls and whatever curl pattern it was doing. I miss it. And I just went in the bathroom and I shaved off my hair. I just shaved it off, and I did not care who would have anything to say about it, because every time I would cut my hair, people would have something to say. And I wondered if people had something to say because I gave them the space to have something to say. See, sometimes you gotta just do stuff and let people know you did it later, and then whatever they say, it doesn't affect you because you already did it. You get what I'm saying? Now, for me, I would tell people I'm gonna let my hair grow, and I think that when I would cut it, they would be like, well, didn't you say you won't let your hair grow? Yes. And I let it grow, and now I'm cutting it again. At a certain point, I realized that I need to be my validation. And cutting my hair so many times, coloring it so many times, made me realize that I was really in not so much an identity crisis, but more so an identity exploration. I was exploring who I am, what I am, how I identify myself in this world. You know what I mean? Am I really not my hair? Am I my hair? And for me, I am everything in between. I am bald. I am luxury with long hair. I am braids. I am bamboo knots, bantu knots. I am curly, kinky, wavy hair. That is all me. And to get back to this vulnerable place, because when you're bald, you do become more vulnerable in my experience, because you know that all eyes are on you, whether you want it to be or not. You have no hair. People are looking, people are questioning, they're judging, they're assuming, is she sick? Is something wrong? Is she having a mental breakdown? Does she have alopecia? And you feel it. I feel it every time I go out, like somebody's looking at me. And it made me mindful of, be careful, Shayla, when you make judgments. Be careful when you see things about people. Be careful how you treat people, because now you're in a very vulnerable space where people are gonna, we all have to go through an experience where we are identity exploring. Because when you say an identity crisis, it's heavy. It makes you think something is wrong. If you are exploring who you are, to me, that is not a crisis. That is an exploration. You are figuring out, well, do I want to do this and do I want to do that? No, okay. Being the age of 30, for me, I rather explore who I am now with the space and the freedom for me to catch me if I make any mistakes, because I didn't get that as a child, right? So like I said, when you didn't get certain things as a child, when you become an adult, you sometimes regress, you sometimes act out. I believe that a lot of us have those stages in our lives where we're either between 23 and 27, and we didn't get that freedom to explore and express ourselves as a teenager, that now everybody is outside. Everybody's just trying to figure it out. And I know for some of us, it's kind of like, well, dang, this sucks. But the reality is, some people need that moment now to explore, make mistakes, get in trouble, figure it out, date wackos, whatever, so that they can understand, like, okay, I feel good now. And I'm not saying do it without discernment, but I'm saying I understand more than ever that it is not an identity crisis. It is an identity exploration. It is being curious on who you are. It is being curious on, okay, I'm giving myself time to make these mistakes. I'm giving myself time to travel, to live, to explore, to experience. And when I'm done, I'll know that I'm done. I literally realized once I cut my hair this last time, this is where I'm okay. I am okay right here. I have explored the colors, I have bleached, I have dyed, I have cut, I have trimmed, and they were all different parts of me. They all awakened different parts of me in my life. But I realized that I can lay that side to rest because I have fulfilled that part of me. And nobody could have told me when. I had to feel it. And I felt it once I cut my hair. So if you are thinking about cutting your hair and you're like, well, I don't know, listen to your body. Listen to how you feel. You know what I mean? If it is a chemical problem, cut your hair. If it is a spiritual thing, cut your hair. If it is a mental thing, cut your hair. If you're looking for a new start, cut your hair. But if you're thinking, you know what, I am going to push through with my hair, push through. There is nothing wrong with pushing through, but listen to how you feel. Don't listen to what the world is saying. Listen to how you feel. Each time your hair grows back, it is a rebirth in my mind. It's kind of like I cut it, I'm a baby again, I'm vulnerable, all eyes on me type of vibe. And I do decide here and there, like, okay, I'm going to wrap it up because I also know that it is very vulnerable. And to me, when you cut your hair, this is the time where you do want to cover it up. You want to give it enough sun so the sun can help it grow, stimulate your hair follicles and all of that. But I also believe in keeping it covered in this stage because you also want to protect it from energies and toxins and things of that nature. If you know of any scarf companies that you can link to me or connect me with, please do, because I would love to have some scarves now. This is the time. But I hope that this video awakened different parts of you to acknowledge that sometimes some of us are not blessed with the ability to express ourselves at young ages, so we start to regress later on in life, and there is nothing wrong with giving yourself the space to explore yourself and understand your identity and understand that, you know what, I am woman. Hear me roar in all stages of me, okay? If you like this video, do like and subscribe. Do comment. It does help the algorithm. If you want to talk to me, you can still contact me and we can have a conversation. Why? Because ain't nobody here doing it all by themselves. We all could use a little elbow rub, a little wink wink. You get what I'm saying? But until next time, peace.